Right, Richmond Community Gardens, Cathy Alden. Kia ora, good morning.
Kia ora, good morning Mayor, good morning councillors. This is Rachel Crawford, my fellow resident in Richmond, and Julie Cook, she's also resident in Richmond Community Garden in Richmond. So thank you for the opportunity for us to come and speak today. I'm speaking on behalf of the Richmond Community Gardens transitional project in the Richmond Red Zone. I just want to acknowledge the process and the work so far from the government and Regenerate and also the community, and that this is a positive pathway going forward basically, so really excited that this is happening now. And so I just want to go back to the Richmond Community Garden. We're a transitional project since 2017, but we actually formed back in 2014 from Avebury House, and back then it was a pretty sad and lonely place. We'd lost our communities, we'd lost some of our amenities, we'd lost the people, and it was an opportunity waiting to be reborn. And I go back to when I came here and did a submission back in 2015 for the Avebury paddling pool to be reopened. And I remember, Leanne, you said to me that working in partnership with the community is the way forward. And from that, it was true. You know, there was a feeling of community and reconnectedness and well-being, and that sense of belonging in Richmond, and the ownership and the empowerment that came with that, working in partnership with council, really catapulted us forward, and we created a bit of a groundswell down at Avebury to then further develop and engage the Richmond Community Gardens into 2 acres. We took on a 2-acre lease with Linns, and in just 2 years we've developed that site with the volunteers and the community, and with funding through the community boards. We've developed obviously a vegetable garden. We've got various projects on site, from building up the native garden, workshops, development of our little produce shop, which so we can become more self-sustaining. That's the idea. We want to self-sustain. We don't want to keep putting in funding applications, and obviously putting in funding applications when you've got a limited lease is always going to create problems. So really going forward, working with council would be the way, I think. So we've attracted much in community engagement. We're really well supported by local residents. It brings a lot of happiness to the people that work with us and from the community. And at times we just can't keep up with the pace. You know, things are just snowballing. You know, we're always at capacity and we always want to do more. It's just that we're limited with funding. But our volunteers have quadrupled. We went from 5 volunteers to 10 to 12. 20 upwards. We've got lots of outside groups wanting to engage with us, schools, and we're also making friends with all the other organisations as well around, so Avon Forest Park, Avon Attacker Network, Greening the Rubble, Nature Play, the local school, Casa di Bambini. So there's all these other threads coming together, and you can just feel the momentum and the capacity building. So I do think going forward with, you know, talks and structure around funding could really, you know, enhance this opportunity. Sorry, I haven't read through the whole document. I don't know the details, but we're a small piece of the puzzle, and I'm just very passionate about what we're doing. And there's other people. Obviously, I work in a team of people, so I'm just sort of more at a grassroots level with the volunteers. But it's a great feeling. We enjoy what we're doing.
Yes, we do.
And you know, I think I said back 3 or 4 years ago when we did the Avebury paddling pool, you can really see that Avebury and the Richmond Gardens can become a destination in its own right. And I really do support the Revolution concept I think it could be a real grassroots, community-led destination. As people would go to Hagley Park on a Sunday afternoon or Victoria Park, people will think, and they already do think, they come to our site and you can easily spend 3 or 4 hours, particularly in summer when the paddling pool's open, and there's a real buzz. So I'd like to think that people will go, oh, what should we do today? Oh, let's go for a bike ride, let's go for a coffee, walk around the gardens, play in the paddling pool, go and do a river loop. So really, in terms of investment and people and community, if you really focus your energies there, it can only ripple outwards, which is what it's already doing. So rather than starting closer to the city or further, hopefully more of a central point, we'll just sort of start rippling out. So going forward, we really look forward to continuing our partnership with the council and to further activate and regenerate this section of the river corridor. I don't know whether anyone else wants to say anything. Do you want to say anything?
I'm a local resident, and I've seen the garden grow from nothing into now, and also Avery House. And I'm a big supporter. I'm a cheerleader of the area. I've got 2 young children, and I love seeing it come alive. And the energy, I tell everyone about it. I'm a bit of a recruiter for the garden.
Yes.
But it's great. You tell people this is happening, and I think it's so exciting to be able to, like Haley said, harness the energy of what's going on and allow a long-term growth, you know, as it wants to grow, and as us all changes over ownership and things, that keep in mind to keep this area and allow it to grow, while the passionate people are here wanting to do it right now. And then it's bringing in even more people in the community. And the Matariki night we had the 2nd year, it was amazing. Just beautiful, out under the stars, you know, hanging, all the community and people from even outside the community being able to come together and for hours, you know, and to be together. So it's been amazing. So, yeah.
Any questions?
Thank you. Dion.
Just to be, I think the one point, thank you very much for all of what you are doing. It is really cool to see over the last 3 years, especially so much, change in the way people are engaging in that space. And the residential red zone, which is part of this agreement, has been a catalyst for that. But the one thing I want to touch on, so the thing I think you're asking for here is the certainty around the use of the land.
Absolutely.
And that agreement that you need to have with whoever holds the ownership or the governance of that, to have certainty around the use of that more longer term than what you've got.
That would be correct, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, the councillors have heard me say this before about many areas, but I used to live in Richmond, and it was...
I think you're going to hear about Richmond a lot this morning.
Yeah, I know. I've been everywhere, man. But it's a really special community, and I think people sometimes forget that although there is sadness associated with the way that the residential red zone was created, its transformation into this wonderful Otakaro Avon River corridor has the ability to restore and heal communities. You know, I think you've really spoken to that in terms of what the community gardens have generated in your comments about Matariki bringing community together into that wonderful space that has been created. It's a public space. Yeah. I just wanted to kind of repeat what Dion said, which was to thank you for what you're doing. It matters, and it does create meaning for those of us that lived in these places, and it's wonderful. Yep. All right. Well, look, thank you very much for your presentation. Much appreciated.